Hey, it's Ruben Lawing here in McAllen, Texas. It's my leadership talk for today. So we had the Nationals this weekend, and I had a breakthrough with the Nationals, right? And what it was I was able to pick out the emphasis of every speaker on the Zoom call, right? Where they people say a lot of things, right? And we got invited to Bernadette's office to sit through the Nationals X and the Nationals together. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you that the presenters for Nationals X were more defined in their objective that they were speaking about than the speakers that were for Nationals. I don't know how this is gonna go over with them, but I had a breakthrough. And it's because I have a very good meeting mentality. All right. I don't miss, right? I don't miss a training. Then, and then I was listening to some motivational videos all weekend, but this morning, and then the big thing is uh, discipline, discipline, discipline. You hear, and so it's having uh, hearing motivational speakers harp on discipline to me is kind of like having a trainer telling you in a boxing match, go knock that guy out. I'm like, well, how do you knock him out, right? And well, after doing it enough times, I figured out what was it about that punch that caused the other guy to fall down, right? And then that's when I figured out how to knock somebody out, and I can do it on purpose now. Okay, and the whole thing with discipline's not the problem, it's the lack of discipline. Okay, and so what's what's the lack of discipline? Well, I learned raising my two boys that procrastination is caused from fear. Okay, uncertainty of the results of trying to do something you're not sure of and possibility of failing. Okay, and that's see that what causes undiscipline, all right, is the distractions. And so, but here's the thing, this is the magic. If you want something bad enough, you won't allow distractions. And that's the ticket, okay? It's you got to figure out what it is that people want bad enough that they push out any kind of distraction. Right? I remember I'm in the ring sparring, and Roy Jones Sr. told me, he'd be talking to me, and I'd want to stop and look at him when he's talking to me. And he'd go, don't be looking at me. I know you hear me. Just do what I tell you. Right? Stay focused on the guy in front of you. Well, there was this other guy coming in who wanted to be a trainer, and he would go, Ruben, 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 and wanting me to look at him when he's talking to me. And finally, I just told him, Freddie, shut up. And he didn't like it, but I don't care. Have him get up in the ring and and I'll practice on him, right? But it's the keeping your focus. All right. Now, when I'm listening to these calls, these people are like I'm in the new group with the young guns, and they're like, get the numbers in the counter, get the numbers in the counter, get the numbers in the counter, right? And that's the big thing, getting the numbers in the counter, getting the numbers in the counter, right? But then I'm hearing, but we need to get results. Okay, why aren't you getting results? I'm like, well, you're the trainer, you tell me. I'll figure it out, right? But it'll take me longer. Well, what what the challenge is that you got to get people to see what I got to get them to see what I saw with this business. I had a call yesterday with a realtor who told me no, she doesn't want to do anything other than real estate or estate planning, and anything other. She doesn't want to learn anything new. And I broke it down. I'm like, doing estate planning or doing mortgages and real estate or doing financial services, we all look at the same thing. It's just what we're going to do with it. If you're an accountant, you're going to look at that guy's situation and, what he's making, what he's spending, what his expenses are, and you're going to determine what is going to make him have a lower tax profile for that year. But they're not looking at down the road, right? They're not looking at, when they're not working anymore, right? And then they're drawing that money out of the qualified plan that they didn't pay taxes on that year, but they're now going to pay taxes on it later. They're not looking at that. Okay. The mortgage or the real estate professional, the mortgage guy, he's looking at, okay, this guy's situation, is he going to qualify for this loan to get this house, or to get out of the ugly financing that he had, or to get the cash out that he wants, right? But that same information can be used to take them down the road. The savings they're going to get every month in refinancing to a new mortgage could be enough to get them in a tax advantage vehicle that will pay them an income stream tax-free in retirement. Okay. And so we had this conversation, and she kind of softened up, and, oh yeah. And then she's way into fitness, right? And so am I. And I get hit on all the time for multi-levels, for lotions, potions, pills, and vitamins. I mean, how many vitamins you got to sell to make any money? Well, then I heard about then Transamerica started the Wealth and Health Community, and it was a bulletin board on steroids. Had all kinds of cool videos and people giving diet and meal plan information and exercise information, sharing. And then the Tom Dempsey gets on and talks about that there's a group of people that were a good job, good producers. They worked and they saved their money so they retire, but they didn't keep up on their health. And so now that even though they can afford to retire, but they can't really do anything, they can't travel because of their health, or even if they do, all they're going to do on vacation is eat at the buffet. And there's another group of people that did a really good job keeping themselves fit, but they didn't do such a good job saving because they're spending all their time in the gym. They're not getting paid to train. They're paying to train. Okay. And, they're going to end up, good thing they have good health because they're going to work the rest of their life. Okay. But putting the two together to bring both sides up, that was the plan, but it didn't work, right? But what I found is that what ends up happening is people that don't keep up with their health and focus on, but they put their money away, end up spending all that hard-earned and hard-saved money on doctors and hospitals because they didn't keep up with their health. So that resonated with her. Okay. And then the last bit was, when people buy a house, once escrow closes, they immediately morph into something different. Their focus is no longer getting that house. Now they're thinking about, how can I pay off this mortgage faster so I can start saving for retirement? And that's when we step in, and that's when her ears perked up. Okay. But it's not a one call, she's got to break her paradigm. Okay. See, what you have to do is you got to get somebody to let go, loosen up that white knuckle grip on what they think they know. All right. And when they realize that, it's like holding on to the rail of the Titanic. Okay. When that thing's going down, you want to let go of it. Okay. When you realize it's not going to get you where you need to be or do what you really want to do, then they'll let go. Okay. and they'll reach for, you know, the what will get them there, right? So that's, but it takes a little. You got to break a lot of paradigms, all right. So I hope that feeds your mind for today. Have a great one.